So guys, talking about the riding quality of this car, the steering is very light to handle, so in handling there is no problem at all. Actually this car is a diesel variant, but still the steering is very light and the engine noise is somewhat audible in the cabin, but it is not disturbing, so that's fine. And external sounds are not coming inside the cabin unless this engine sound. So in all, the cabin is good. And talking about the performance of this car is having an engine displacement of 1498 cc, that is 1500 cc, and the max power and the max torque combination is also very fantastic. So trust me guys, you will feel the pleasure while driving this car, and as it is a diesel engine, you feel the power in your hands. So the performance is fantastic. I am really impressed. And last but not least, the sitting comfort. The sitting comfort is amazing because the suspensions are very soft and you do not feel any discomfort while the car passes through a pothole or through a speed breaker. Also the body roll and pitch is negligible, so while maneuvering through steep turns you do not feel any risk. And more importantly, if you want to know the average of this car, such a big car actually, the average is amazing, which is 21.5 kmpl, which is actually showing in the MID, so it is excellent. So guys, without wasting any time, let's quickly start with the review. Hey guys, welcome back to Obsessive Car Desires, and as always I hope all is good. So today we have with us the Renault Scala and we are going to review this car. But before that, those who have not subscribed, please quickly subscribe and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. Also follow our Instagram page to never miss any update. So let's start with the review. So guys, first let's talk about the history of this car. So this car was launched in the year 2012 and it got discontinued 2017. So now starting with the front view, there is a Renault logo at the center which is all chrome, and there is a strip which is flowing below it. Now the grille has been divided into two parts. So the upper part is having very less area and the below part is again divided into two parts with a strip, and it is for the radiator to get naturally air cooled. There is a towing hook provided here. Moving towards the headlamps, these are halogen headlamps where the parking bulb is also given the same setup, as well as the turn indicators are also integrated into it, and there is a chrome strip. I'm not sure if it is getting captured in the camera, but yes, it is giving it a nice look. Now coming downwards, this area is given for the fog lamps, but there are no fog lamps for this car. There is a dummy cap which you can remove and you can install the fog lamps. This strip I was talking about, so now it is visible. It is flowing throughout the headlamp, and the design of the headlamp is also very unique. Actually this type of design is being followed by most of the Renault cars. There are air channels on the hood to increase the aerodynamics, and also it enhances the design. The design of the front is very unique as compared to other cars of the similar segment. The hood actually opens from here, so the part below this is all plastic. And now this is the Renault DCI engine, where DCI stands for direct common rail injection, whereas this engine is of 1461cc, which is producing 84 bhp of power at 3750 rpm and 200 newton meter of torque at 2000 rpm, where the combination is going good together. And now just check out the build quality of the hood. It is very heavy. There is not even 1% plastic visible here, so the build quality is fantastic. So now let's close it quickly, because the build quality is fantastic and the hood is very heavy, so it is becoming very heavy to hold. So now let's move on to the side profile of this car. So now we will quickly check the tire specifications. So this is an alloy wheel with a Renault logo at the center, and there are 4 bolts, and the design is very good. Now moving towards the tire specifications, the tire size is 185/65 R15, so basically this is a 15-inch wheel. And now talking about the brakes, there are disc brakes at the front, and the suspension is MacPherson strut. Now moving towards the side indicator and the ORVM. So the ORVM is a standard ORVM which is provided throughout all the Renault cars. And now this is the side profile of the car. The profile is very simple, but just check the angle of inclination at the rear, so it almost looks like a coupe. And there are chrome handles, and the ground clearance has been increased in this car a bit, because the original ground clearance was very less. The original ground clearance was 161 mm and now it has been increased to 170 mm, and the length of the car is 4425 mm. So now this is the rear profile. The rear looks very wide as compared to the front. So let me tell you the width of this car. It is 1695 mm, which is I think a decent size as compared with the other cars in the segment. Now this is the windshield with defogger lines, and there is a center stop lamp. Now on the boot there is a Renault logo at the center, which is all chrome, and on the left hand side there is the Renault badging. On the right hand side you will get the model, which is RXL DCI, and the Scala badging is on the number plate trim, which is all chrome, and it gets connected with the two lights. So this is the rear light where the strip is getting connected. The designing of the light has been done very nicely, and it is getting stretched at the corners. If you check the C section, which is white in color, it is getting connected with the trim, and there you have the side indicator, and half of the area has been taken by the reverse parking light, and the brake light has been positioned in the center. Now below you have the reverse parking sensors and a camera as well, which I think has been installed aftermarket. So it does not come with the car, because in those times the reverse parking camera and the sensors were not mandatory. If you want your car to open the boot on its own, you can open it with the help of this remote access. So the boot gets opened, and you can open it from the driver's seat as well, which I will show you later. And now this is the boot of the car, which is 490 liters, and there is a light provided to get clear visibility when you access the boot in dark. Deep inside the boot gets narrower, so I think two bags can be easily accommodated with some other stuff. So in all, it is a decent boot capacity for this segment. And now let's check the spare wheel. So here is the jack, and behind it there is a spare wheel. So this is the spare wheel with a black steel rim. It does not come with an alloy. So basically this wheel is also 15 inch. So I must say a very large area has been given for the spare wheel. Here some people might think that there is an extra hidden space given in the boot, but it is not the case. It is actually given to remove the spare wheel with ease. So you should not keep anything inside it. So guys, I personally like the rear view of this car, and especially the tail lamps. The tail lamps enhance the look. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comment section. One thing which I missed to mention here is the rear suspension. So the rear suspension is torsion bar, which gives the car a very good ride. And this is the rear door. So just look at the rear door size. It is massive. And here there is a switch to operate the windows, and this is the door handle. So the door handle is of chrome, and here there is a soft material provided, which is leather, and this is a fabric. So it comes in dual tone, which enhances the look. And just check the width of this door, so you can make out the build quality of this car by checking this door. Now this is how the rear portion looks. It is given in all beige, and there are corner cushions provided as well. So if you check, the upholstery looks very rich in this car, because of which light gets absorbed more inside the cabin. And there is a speaker provided here, and there are no other pockets for keeping some material. So now let's get in. And guys, trust me, as soon as you step in the car, you feel very comfortable. The cushioning is fantastic, and you get good amount of lumbar support. Also the leg room is absolutely fine, so you feel very roomy and very comfortable sitting here. The front seat has been adjusted according to my height, which is 5'8", but you get good amount of leg room here, so you can spend easily 4 to 5 hours sitting at this position of the car very easily. And now this is the headroom. So the headroom is just enough because of the inclination and the coupe effect, but it is okay because you are getting more leg room, so you can just recline and you can adjust the height. So these are the air vents provided for the rear passengers, and there is a control knob for controlling the fan of the AC. So this is the handrest, center handrest, so you can place 2 bottles, and the handrest is quite wide, so 2 people can easily keep their hands simultaneously, feeling very comfortable. Now this is the other side door, so maximum light comes in, as I have said. Now presenting before you the dashboard of this car. So the dashboard looks very simple, and it is an exact replica of the Pulse. There is no much difference in the design of the dashboard between the two cars. So we'll quickly go to the front. The front door is also very wide and it almost opens 80 degrees, so getting in is not a question. You can easily get in. There is a lever provided for opening the door, and these are the controls for operating the windows of all the 4 doors and lock and unlock button. There is a space given with 1 liter bottle section, and this is the speaker. The window switch panel has been provided in matte grey, and there is a soft cushion and a fabric as well. These are the levers for operating the height and the reclination angle of the seat, but it is a manual one, so automatic is not available here. And here you will find a lever to open the boot, and there is another lever which is broken, but you can still open the hood of this car. So let's get in quickly. Now this is a 3-spoke steering wheel of the Renault Scala, and there are some controls for operating the music system. And on the right hand side there is empty space, so we'll start the car first. The steering looks very simple as compared to its segment, but this is the signature steering Renault provides to its sedan and hatchback cars. So the car has started now. The steering is very light to handle, and there are 2 silver straps given on both the side of the horn, which enhances the look of the steering. This is the horn, so the horn is decent. And these are the controls for operating the music system. So you have the volume button, mute button, and you can also change the mode. There are no controls on the right hand side of the steering. Now taking you to the wiper controls. So these are wiper controls. The wipers are also very decent, and on the right hand side you have the lever for operating the lights and the indicators. The touch and feel of these levers is also very gentle, so you don't have to push it hard. And now moving to the instrument cluster. So there are basically 2 dials. The left hand dial is for the tachometer, and on the right hand side there is a speedometer, and in the center there is an MID screen which can be accessed with the help of these 2 tiny buttons. So the temperature meter and the fuel meter is also included in the MID. So you have the trip meter, the odometer, also the average, time, all these things you have in the MID. And because of the white light given in the dials, it looks very soothing. And on the right hand side you have the controls for operating the ORVM and the headlight leveler. Also you have 2 or 3 dummy switches provided to add any lighting accessories aftermarket. In the ORVM section there is a slider with which you can activate one of the mirrors, and also you can change the angle of the mirror according to your need. There is a round AC vent provided with deflectors. So now let's take a look at the center console. So there are 2 AC vents provided at the top, and there is an hazard light. Now the music system is an aftermarket one, and the original music system has been changed, so this does not come with the car. Coming down to the AC, this is a very unique design provided, and you will not find it anywhere else other than Nissan and Renault cars. So the dial is provided at the center with a backlight, and there are number of buttons surrounding it which are having all the standard functions. So the designer has accommodated all these buttons very nicely in this setup. The touch is also very rich, so you have to gently press it and the AC gets the command. So moving forward, there are 2 cup holders, in which one is occupied with a sanitizer, but please keep in mind you don't have to keep a sanitizer overnight in any car. To know the reason, check out the link on top. This is a 5-speed manual gearbox. The grip is also good, so you don't feel any problem while shifting gears. And this is a manual handbrake. There is some space given to keep your mobile while charging, and there is a 12-volt socket provided here. So we'll put the charger back, and there is a return air vent system here. So basically what happens is the impure air goes inside from these vents and it gets converted to cool air. It also absorbs the moisture. So such air vents are provided in almost all the cars, but the position depends on the design. So there is a floating IRVM here, and this is the cabin light. Now this is a sun visor with a mirror provided for the co-passenger. There is no light, but this adds to one feature and the premiumness. Again, there is another mirror given for the driver. The quality of the mirror is good, and the plastics used is also very nice. And on the other side there is a strap which can hold tickets. Now talking about the safety of this car, there are 2 airbags provided for the front 2 passengers. There are no options for the rear passengers. Now this is a glow box. there is an empty space provided, but it looks like something is missing from the dashboard. And this is the glow box. So the glow box is very small as compared to the segment. So guys, that's all from my side. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel Obsessive Car Desires. And those who want to feature their car in my video, please let me know in the comment section, or you can DM me, or you can email to us. And guys, do let me know in the comment section what else do you want to see in the next video. Till then, stay tuned, stay safe, and as always, drive safe. Tada!